Is Applejack poised to become the next bourbon or rye? It has arguably the same pedigree with a history that goes back to colonial times. Here to tell us more is WSJ's Charles Passy with the Weekend Sip. Charles, great to see you.
Pleasure as always.
What have you brought us today?
Well, this is a new Applejack. It's called Barking Irons, which is a slang term for pistols. It goes back to the 19th century, and it's kind of a Americana-themed Applejack, and Applejack is a classic American drink.
What is Applejack exactly?
Applejack is kind of, for lack of a better way of putting it, it's like hard cider that's been jacked up. It's a hard cider that's been sort of super distilled, and it's not exactly the same thing as apple brandy, but they're kind of part of the same family, and it's also very boozy. This one's 100 proof.
But one brand has dominated until recently?
One brand has really been the American market over the last, I don't know, 50 years certainly, I would say, Laird's. This is one of the few new Applejacks I have seen come out. There are a few apple brandies on the market, but this is one of the few new Applejacks.
And what is their story?
Their story is, they're actually, Barking Irons is a fashion brand. I think there's a little bit of a hipstery element to this, and they kind of see this as kind of a, they went from fashion to Applejack.
Right.
And basically they're sort of promoting this as an alternative, I think, to bourbon and rye. And it's a sip with a rich history in America. So maybe they've got a point.
It sounds like a great drink to try Halloween weekend, actually.
It is. I mean, that was what it was time for. It's apples and it's fall.
And how is it meant to be?
Well, I think it's really fine to drink neat. You could try it in a cocktail. They say use it in a Manhattan or an old fashioned.
Right.
But I think you do get the full appley effect neat. So
all right,
let's see
yours.
All
Charles.
right.
Let's give it a try. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a little sweet, just a touch sweet.
Just a touch sweet. And I wouldn't say you get this explosion of apple flavor, but especially after you have a couple of sips, you sort of notice it lingering in the background.
Absolutely.
A little bit of spice. Not that there's any spice in it, but it has a little bit of spice to it.
I definitely taste a little apple through the nose.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Right?
It's there like a faint echo, and I think it's a very solid drink. I think it's well priced at $45, and as they say, I think this has some legs, but we'll see. I don't know if it'll be the next bourbon or rye, but I think this is a good product.
Let's have some fun this weekend.
All right. Cheers
again. Thank you so much, Charles. Have a great weekend.